Afternoon and thanks for joining us on Sunshine Report. My name is Jane. I know. The official presentation of the certificate of occupancy to the first set of beneficiaries in Ondo State has been carried out. Governor Akeredolu, while congratulating the beneficiaries, said the importance of the document to the socio-economic well-being of the people cannot be overemphasized. Akeredolu, who commended some of the people who made the process seamless, charged residents of the state to key into the scheme, while stressing the importance of having title to lands or properties. Noted that anyone without a CFO might not enjoy compensation from government in future, especially when road construction is carried out on the land.
From, as I said, 5 weeks, managing to use certificate of occupancy to an agreed single sheet digitized format. Single sheets, but both front and back. And I can show you, this is what you have as a COP. My public plan, I will be spread, not there. The only thing here is that you have to be very careful. Because you can answer with this one at this time, you can get us. If you like, but this is it. By the time you are getting your copy, is what you get. Not more than this. Not more than this book. More than this is 2 pages. Sheet of paper. And the service plan is there, the safety of the government is there. Government or whosoever has delegated to sign, because the government won't have time to sign so many of them come. So at times you delegate to your commissioner to sign for you.
The governor later presented the document to the beneficiaries.
Yes. Kind of law.
One of the beneficiaries appreciated the governor for the initiative, urging other residents of the state to take advantage. The ceremony, which took place at the Cocoa Conference of the governor's office in Accra, had in attendance top government functionaries, royal fathers, religious leaders, bank officials, and the public. As part of Rakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu's redeemed agenda, Ondo State is being positioned as a regional hub for green hydrogen production and export. Ondo State has a huge solar power potential, fresh water needed for electrolysis to produce hydrogen, and contiguity to sea for easy shipping to Europe. In order to enhance VOS potential, Ondo State Commissioner for Energy, Mines and Mineral Resources, Engineer Razak Obe, and DG Project Performance and Implementation Monitoring Unit, Engineer Babajide Akeredolu, have embarked on a technical tour of Berlin on German government's invitation. According to information, Officer Ministry of Energy, Mines and Mineral Resources, Banji Akadiri, they will also attend German African Energy Forum slated for today and tomorrow at Hamburg. Green hydrogen is projected to supplant gas when the ongoing energy transition goes full circle. All is set for the training of 100 aquapreneurs in fishery and aquaculture across the 18 local government areas of the state. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, at the flag-off of the program, said the move is part of efforts at ensuring rural and agricultural development in Ondo State. Government House correspondent Timileyin Falade reports that the program was tagged Blue Revolution Fish Value Chain.
Findings show that Nigeria's internal fish production is not enough to meet its 2.7 million tons demand annually, with a current deficit of 1.9 million metric tons recorded. To bridge this gap and empower the people, Ondo State government put together a training on fish value chain. The training had in attendance aquapreneurs from the 18 local government areas of the state. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, represented by his deputy Lucky Ayedatiwa, noted that government is committed to improving the fish value chain because it has numerous benefits in society. Ayedatiwa emphasized that aside revenue generation in the state, fish farming helps to enhance protein intake in society and as well serves as a source of foreign export.
We cannot continue to rely on the importation of fish when we have seemingly idle water bodies. We cannot continue to complain about unemployment when we have openings that we can exploit to create self-sustaining jobs.
He reiterated government's dedication to agriculture business with the initiation of various capacity-building programs in aquaculture, provision of 3 million cocoa seedlings free of charge, production of fish farming equipment, among others.
We gave out standard tractors at 30% subsidy, payments spread over 36 months. So that it can be easier for our farmers to repay the loan. We cleared over 1,500 hectares of land across the state for our farmers.
Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Olayato Aribo, tasked the participants to take advantage of government's laudable initiative and get needed skills on aquaculture.
I want to admonish youth participants particularly to take advantage of this training. In business, you need 3 things to succeed. 1, you need money. Even before money, you need the idea of what to do.
The Senior Special Assistant on Agric and Agribusiness, Mr. Akiolotu, who said aquaculture helps in employment generation, lauded government's commitment to improve fishery and aquaculture.
We have looked at the market within the state. We have looked at the market outside the state. We've looked at what we can do through value addition. We've looked at what has to be done on the various states in the value chain, and I know we are ready to go on.
Some participants expressed delight in the program.
I appreciate the governor that is doing this program. I'm very, very happy.
It is a good program for us to recognize our fishery department in Ondo State.
The training session is expected to update youths on establishment of fish farms, rebranding and packaging, as well as fingerlings and feeds production. Timileyin Falade, Osrc News.
The crisis over ownership and trespass claims between the DG of Akure and the Medaval Construction Company regarding the land on which the federal government housing projects are built is yet to be resolved. Today, gun and cutlass-wielding thugs allegedly acting on the instruction of the monarch stormed the site, pulled down structures, damaged tanks, and wounded some site workers. Osrc's Zaid Aribisala visited the site and now files the report.
Over times, the Igbatoro Road axis of Akure, the Ondo State capital, has witnessed upsurge in the number of housing estates built by either the federal government or private developers. But the construction of Meadaville Estate has pitched the company against the DG of Akure, Obalade Lucy Alade Toyinbo, over the ownership of a portion of the land, which resulted to litigation. According to a paper presented by the council to Meadaville Building Construction, the court granted the company's prayer to continue with the project while the case continues. And now, the company, through its chief executive director, Ademola Akinbenson, has raised an alarm that the DG has violated a subsisting court order by allegedly sponsoring thugs to disrupt activities on the site on daily basis.
Beat all our workers. Yesterday, they kidnapped 2 people. As we are talking now, they are nowhere to be found. They went away with 2 motorcycle bikes from here.
They went away with all the wheelbarrow, all the tools, whatever they are using for doing this job. They went away with it, even up to the extent of some bags of cement. We did report it to Area A.
Counsel to the company, Femi Emodamore, who explained efforts made by the company since the crisis began, show evidences that the state government and the police authority were duly briefed.
Self-defense and defense of property is a constitutional right. I've advised my client to mobilize fully and defend this property against any subsequent attack. The law permits, as a last resort, because we have written over 10 letters complaining of these criminalities.
Reacting, the DG, Oba Aladelusi Aladetoyinbo, who spoke through his press secretary, Michael Adeyeye, denied the allegation. He said the construction company was going beyond the allotted land for the project, as there is a 3 hectares portion around the shrine in the area.
The bone of contention on that place is the fact that Akure gave that land to Ministry of Housing. And when they gave that place out for development, 15 hectares was allocated. On his own, now decided to go outside that mandate, acquire 3 hectares for personal use. I said, look, as a developer, you have to work within the limit of what the ministry allocated to you. He went to court, and presently the court has said status quo should remain.
The disputed area is currently being...
Candidates who sat for the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board 2022 examination have lamented the continuous inaccessibility of the board's portal weeks after releasing the results. The challenge, according to candidates, is hindering them from taking decisions on changing their institution, course of study, and printout of results, among others. Osrc's Zaid Aribisala again has more.
1,707,626 candidates sat for the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination held between May the 6th to May the 16th. Out of that figure, the board said it had released 1,671,203 results, directing candidates to check their scores using a soft code on their mobile number used for registration. While candidates have already gotten feedback from the examination, the over 1.6 million who sat for the exam across Nigeria, including the 48,449 individuals in Ondo State, lament the inability to access JAMB Portal weeks after the release. This is, however, causing hindrance to activities such as changing of course, institution, and printing of result slip.
I tried to do it online, but they said it's not yet uploaded. But I'm still trying, not able to do anything. They said I should calm down maybe till next week.
We have been passing all those things, all those issues. People are not really checking it on their portal. You can only get them to check it on their phone, only on their mobile phone.
A cyber cafe manager in Akure, Bayo Ajayi, noted that several attempts to access the portal for the 2022 candidates have been unsuccessful.
Ever since the time we have been checking, as in the portal, JAMB Portal, we have not found anything on it, maybe that pertaining to checking of the results. I even asked Google yesterday, how can I check the JAMB result? But Google has to refer me back to their site. I should go to under e-facility that will see where I can write my registration number there. So I acted according to Google. I went to e-facility. Under that e-facility, I can't find anything. I can't find any blank area that can input any registration number to. So ever since then, we have been having difficulties in checking it.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board said it would further screen 27,107 results of candidates who wrote the 2022 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The affected individuals hope for an end to the situation soon. But amid the uncertainty and difficulties currently witnessed by the 2022 JAMB candidates is the backlog of yet to be officially admitted individuals who sat for the exam in 2021. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Hopes were raised recently for many upcoming citizens with the assent to Not Too Young to Rule bill that Nigeria would soon get young ones in the helms of affairs. The rising expectations are, however, fading fast with the low number of youth emerging as candidates on the various political parties ahead 2023 general elections. Juliet Brunner in this report examines the thin line between the reality of the Not Too Young to Run bill vis-a-vis the current political dispensation.
Over the years, there have been much agitations for Nigerian youths to democratically take over the mantle of leadership. To a large extent, the continued call for effective youth participation in the political arena influenced the signing into law of the Not Too Young to Run bill by President Muhammadu Buhari in 2018. Some sections of the constitution were altered to basically bring down the age qualification for presidents from 40 to 30 and from 30 to 25 for House of Representatives and State House of Assembly. The age qualification for governorship and Senate were both retained at 35 years. The just concluded primaries of political parties is similarly a contradiction of the widely accepted phrase of youths are the leaders of tomorrow. Indications are that a big stratum of the older generation emerged as winners, questioning the effectiveness of the Not Too Young to Run bill signed by President Muhammadu Buhari. For example, there are two relatively younger ones out of the 9 APC House of Representatives candidates, Bumi Tunjiojo and Tajuddin Adefisoye, while the PDP parades members of the older generation.
The political process in Nigeria is very, very expensive and very, very cumbersome. I don't think we have the number of youths that are financially, that has a financial capacity to contest against these money bags.
In as much as the godfatherism, in as much as these financial constraints, it shows that the power that be, the elderly ones, the older ones, they still don't want to relinquish power to the younger ones. How can someone that cannot afford just 100,000 naira in his bank account or her bank account will be able to acquire a form of 100 million naira or 50 million naira?
Although the older generation says the political space cannot be left in the hands of inexperienced youth, a public affairs analyst, Henry Olonimoyo, opines that experience starts with experimentation. He said factors including exorbitant political structure have continued to sideline the Nigerian youth in the scheme of things.
We need somebody who's energetic, somebody who's vibrant, somebody who can understand the needs and aspirations of the young people on one hand. Then two, in all of the other offices that are up for grabs, we have to ensure that young people are filling up these spaces. By now, we should start eradicating that belief that once you are governor for 8 years, the next place you have to go to is the Senate.
The strategy is this: the strategy of encouraging the young persons or young Nigerians to go to the grassroots, to go to local government politics. They said politics is local. Let them go to the grassroots. Let them go to their ward, to their unit, to their local government. Let them join a political party.
If we believe in ourselves and we believe in the leader we choose, you know, as a youth, we must have someone we are following. So if we choose our leader wisely, I am very sure that the leader will never sit on our glory.
As the 2023 elections draw near, observers say the effectiveness of the Not Too Young to Run bill will again be put to test for a modification of the political structure to accommodate more youths in the polity. Juliet Brunner, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, the call for servant presidency in the next political dispensation looks unrealistic with the emergence of a northern candidate already produced by the main opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP. And with the All Progressive Party, APC, still battling with the process of who takes over the reins from the president, Muhammadu Buhari, the conversation on the chances for the realization of the agenda has defied political permutation. Osrc's Zaid Aribisa reports that political observers called on servant leaders in APC to forge ahead with unity of purpose to realize the goal.
We thus urge all political parties to follow what will retain the unity of the country and zone presidency to the southern states come 2023.
One of the major conversations that has dominated discourse in the build-up to the 2023 general election is the clamor for a president of a southern Nigeria extraction. At different times, the Yoruba socio-political organization Afenifere, Pan-Niger Delta Forum and Middle Belt Forum have drummed the southern presidency agenda. The leaders of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the South-South region have also insisted that the next president of Nigeria should come from the southern part of the country. Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, on behalf of the Southern Governors Forum, also made the same call. The various groups, among other things, have premised their clamor on fairness, stressing that after President Muhammadu Buhari's 8-year tenure, a president from the south is important, considering Nigeria's fragile ethnic posture.
I was there as a reporter when PDP coalesced and it was formed in Abuja. People only talk of the post-1998 thing. The real platform that brought PDP together was the landmark birthday celebration for the former military president, Ibrahim Babangida. It was convenient that, okay, because of the frustrations, the threat of disintegration that arose from the annulment of June 12, and the hard-won victory by the political class over our military captors, that this thing would have to rotate, that never again would any part of the country hold everyone by the jugular.
To some political observers, the cause may have suffered setback with the emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party.
And I'm sure the elected delegates that represented Southeast was almost about 100. So where were they? So that means they tilted somewhere else. So it was a popular going for what they felt was good for them as a political party. So if the system had thrown up their best, and maybe the Southerners also were not actually calculative to have been able to see to this extent. Ekiti State, I'm sure, had at least 16 delegates, but none of them voted for the only person, one of the aspirants, that's former Governor Yodele Fayoshi.
While concerns have also heightened that the ruling All Progressives Congress may be forced to give room for a northern candidacy, a political scientist, Dr. Adekunle Akinola, believes the victory of Goodluck Jonathan in 2011 is an indication that a southern president can still be acceptable across Nigeria.
Looking at the APC list, you have so many more people from the southern part showing interest compared to the north. You just have few northerners, maybe 2 or 3 on the list, and majority of them are from the southern part of this country. There are people on that list that can easily match Atiku Abubakar. And don't forget that in 2011, when former President Goodluck Jonathan contested, he contested against Atiku, and he won. So I think there is this non-written consensus in the minds of the political elite that, okay, this is how, so that the Nigerian state will not result into full-blown ethnic war.
The need for southern leaders to have sincerity of purpose was emphasized to actualize their cause, while many observers say that the electorates are becoming more conscious of the political realities. It remains to be seen if that consciousness will be translated to the selection of credible leaders in the nation's political structure. Sahir Aribisala, Osrc News.
Now taking this again, the crisis of ownership and trespass claims between the DG of Akure and the Medivire Construction Company regarding the land on which the federal government housing projects are built is yet to be resolved. Today, gun and cutlass-wielding thugs allegedly acting on the instruction of the monarch stormed the site, pulled down structures, damaged tanks, and wounded some site workers. Osrc's Zaid Aribsala visited the site and now files the report.
One of the major challenges confronting Nigeria despite the strength in population is lack of adequate housing. The United Nations statistics estimates the housing deficit in Nigeria at 22 million homes, with the figure projected to be double in the next 10 years if care was not taken. This has, however, prompted the federal government to enter into partnership with developers across the 36 states like Meadowville here in Ondo State to provide the much-needed homes. Despite having built over 60 houses at its Alagbaka site, some of which are now occupied, the project is witnessing setbacks on the allegation of constant attacks by thugs allegedly acting on the instruction of Deji of Akure Balade Toyibo Alade Lucy. The latest is the destruction of structures at different housing units, damage of equipment, and infliction of physical attack on site workers.
They came with cutlass, planks, and even guns. So immediately we saw the motorcycle. It's like 15. So they were chasing people away and even beating people.
This is not the first time.
The managing director of Meadowville Estate, Mr. Ademola Akembense, lamented that the incessant attack on the site is unwarranted.
They came here to repeat the same thing. They came here shooting gun, beating people, destroying all the equipment, the materials, the shovel, the barrow. They went away with them. 2 weeks ago, on the 18th of May, they went away with 2 motorcycle bikes. They kidnapped 2 people to his palace. We reported this matter to the SIB, DSS, and Civil Defense.
He asked the Deji to approach the federal government in his quest to take over land in the area rather than depriving homeless Nigerians the opportunity to be home owners.
We know court is the best answer for the commoners. He said there's nothing any court can do with him. As far as he is still the Mendi Oba of Akure and the chairman of Ondo State Council of Obas.
The continuous threat to life and the development of the project, despite fulfilling all legal rights, worries the estate manager, but he remains hopeful that justice will take its course soonest. Reacting, the palace spokesperson, Michael Adeyeye, said Deji did not direct any attack on the site.
That's not correct. You know the Deji to be a very peaceful man. He does not even believe in talking, so how do you expect him to make use of such? The true story was that there are 5 disputed, about 5 hectares that are disputed area which belongs to Akure land. We are aware of the fact that 15 hectares was awarded to his company by the Federal Ministry of Housing to work on. And the case is already before the courts.
Mr. Adeyeye explained that the Deji, as a peace-loving monarch, will not embark on such move since the matter is before the court. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, Ado-Ekiti Highway is a federal road that has been in a deplorable condition for a long time. Following the collapse of the highway, travelers now drive through longer routes to get via various destinations. Worried by the continued neglect of the road, Coalition of Akure North Communities Youth Presidents staged a protest on the highway in the early hours of yesterday, causing traffic gridlock. Joy Perez was at the scene and reports that the protesters issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government to move machineries to the site.
It's quite unfortunate that the road is not good again. Look at the spoiled car. The road is damaged. In fact, there is a lot of kidnapping issue that is happening. If the road is okay, that thing shouldn't have happened.
And it's affecting our vehicle. It's still affecting the little change that we are making from this road, because we are using the money to repair the vehicle every time.
Their lamentation speaks volume of the hardship they undergo on this road. Residents and commuters say they have to face harrowing experiences on a daily basis to maneuver to their various destinations. Sometimes last year, hope resurfaced on indications that the road was receiving attention, but that is no longer the story. No signs of reconstruction, and hope is wearing thin. Very early in the morning, Akure North Communities Youth President's Coalition had occupied the road in protest to neglect of the road by the federal government. 21 days ultimatum to return machineries to site and end their agonies is the message they have passed to government.
The road has become a means of making money for the kidnappers.
a means of making money for the kidnappers, and it has become a death trap. Many accidents has happened. Many has happened. So we are only calling on them. We are not demanding for much, only to fix the road, fix this road.
Nigerians' annual traffic fatality rate was reported at over 4,900 in 2020. A major contributor to these statistics is the deplorable condition of Nigerian roads, which are generally poorly maintained. And motorists, including these protesters, say the federal government must swing into action to avert fatalities on these roads. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
This is a wrap on report. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.